Hello folks and welcome back to the channel. Okay, I got something else a little bit different for you today. I'm going to do a tutorial on how to make custom paintings for your workshop in Fallout 4. One of my viewers was really interested in doing this because he has some paintings that he wants to make of his own artwork. So I'm decided to make this tutorial for him. All right. First thing we're going to look at is the program Photo Sketcher 3.30. I have a little bit older version, but this one will work. This is a free download. The link to this will be in the description. This will allow you to make your paintings actually look like paintings or sketches or whatever. It's got a lot of filters on it. It's a great program. I like it. So the next program you're going to need will be the Bethesda Archive Extractor. If you don't have this one, go ahead and get it and then install it and associate it to all BA2 files, and you'll be able to open them up right from the Fallout 4 data folder. The next program you're going to need is the Material Editor. This will open up the material files for Fallout 4. Once you install it, go ahead and associate it to the material, to the materials in Fallout 4, and you're good to go. All the links for these will be down in the description. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I am going to make a folder on the desktop. I'm going to call this one Paint Tutorial Temp. This is for, in a little bit, we'll get to that. The first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to actually make our image. Now I have an image here on my desktop of Fallout 4 Skyline. Now I'm going to open this up. I'm using Earthen View, but we're going to want to it's a picture viewer. It's free. You can look that up on the net. I'm going to want to resize this because this is way too large for what I need it. So I'm going to resize, resample. I'm going to turn off the preserved aspect ratio, and I'm going to want this to be 1024 by 512. Now that is the standard sizes for textures in most Bethesda games, Skyrim and Fallout 4. It goes up by increments of 256, so 256 plus 256 is 512, 512 times 2, you get the idea. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to resize that to that right there. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save and overwrite, yes. All right, close that out. I'm going to open that up, and there's my image right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up Photo Sketcher. All right, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to copy this from here, and I am going to paste this in right here. Now you can see there's, like I said, there's all kinds of different filters that you can do if you want to have it an oil pastel sketch. You can have it look like that. I'm going to go for an oil painting, which is this one right here. And I'm going to darken it a little bit there. Too much. That'll work. And I'm going to push draw. And a little bit too much. I'm going to lighten it up. If you lighten it up too much, that'll work. We're going to redraw it. I'm going to kill the strength of effect some. Actually, quite a lot. Redraw it. Yeah, that'll work. And that right there, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save the drawing as. And I'm going to go to the desktop and I'm going to find the skyline. Well, I'll just type it in here. Skyline01.jpg. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to save that. And you can see it come up right here, and it's still the same size, so it's all good. And that's what our painting's going to look like. So we'll go ahead and we'll drop that down. Now we're going to open up GIMP. You can use Photoshop, but my Photoshop kind of took a shit, so I'm going to be using GIMP. Now I want to make a new image here, and we're going to go ahead and make it 1024 by 512. Okay, and that's fine like that. And I'll bring up my painting here, and I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to paste that right on top of there. Now I'm going to want to go ahead and anchor that so it's all the same background. That's that little anchor button down here. Anchor the floating layer, anchors it to the background. It's good. Alright, I'm going to want to export as. So remember I had that on the desktop I had made the painting tutorial temp. So we're going to go ahead and go into that, and we are going to save this as skyline.dds. And I'm going to want to export that, and I have the plugin for GIMP for DDS files. I'm going to want to generate min maps for it, and we're going to put it at DTX5. Okay, and that's done. We'll go ahead and close that. We'll open up the paint tutorial temp, and you can see that is right there. Okay, that's good. Now we have to make some folders in our Fallout 4 game folder. I have a shortcut for it right here. We'll go to data, and the first one you're going to want to do is in textures. You're going to want to make a new folder for your mod. I'm going to call this paint tutorial. Paint tutorial. Right. And then I want to go to meshes, make a new folder, same thing, paint tutorial. Right. Go to materials and make a new folder. Paint tutorial. That's good. Okay, now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to get our actual meshes, materials, and whatnot from the game. So go ahead and open up your Fallout 4 creation kit. And this takes a few minutes, so bear with me here, guys. It takes a little bit to load up. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to go in game, we're going to find the piece we want, and then we are going to go ahead and get those meshes. All right, so we're going to make a new plugin. So you only need Fallout 4 ESM, and you go ahead and you load that up, and I will be back with you just as soon as it's loaded up. Okay, we got this loaded up here, and what we're going to want to do is actually find the meshes that we want. In this case, I know right where to look for these ones. Down here in the cell view window, I'm going to type in Vault. Make sure you don't change anything. The ones I want are in Vault. 11402. That is the cell where you go in to get Nick in the main quests. And it takes a second to load up. Just give it a second. Don't rush it. Don't mess with it, because the creation kit acts stupid when you start messing with it like that. And you'll see there's all kinds of triggers and light boxes here. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to push M on my keyboard, and that gets rid of all the markers. So I just chose something right there. So then I hold shift, and what I'm looking for is right here someplace. Let me find it. It's a hidden little room that has some paintings in it. Now I just gotta find it. Well, it wants to be a little... It wants to hide. Now, if you want to use like the vault poster here, you could, I guess you could use that if you wanted to, but I want picture frames. I'm going to go ahead and click on something else here and try to, there we go. Try to find what I'm looking for. Give me 1 second and I'll find it. I know it's here someplace. You know what, I didn't think about this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to start looking through here, and there should be in the list right here, and you can go ahead and click on that and it will take you right to wherever that's at. Yep, it's what I want right there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab the, find out where this mesh is. So we'll highlight that, and we're going to double click that, and we're going to go to edit base, and this will give you the path where it's at. Now, this is where getting the meshes using BAE comes in. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up our Fallout 4 data folder, and we're going to scroll down to look at the Fallout 4 meshes right here. We're going to double click it, open it up, and we can drop that right down. Now we see our path is set dressing, Concord Museum, picture frame rectangle 02 pre-war. So we're going to unclick that, and we're going to go down and we're going to go to set dressing. And I'm going to go down until I find Concord Museum. Here we are. And scroll down here, and you can see all the picture frames here. So what I want is picture frame rectangle pre-war. So I'm actually going to take and I'm going to grab all of these here, because the ones that are just the rectangle 03 that doesn't say pre-war are the dirty versions, because I'm going to actually make two of the same one, make a clean one and make a dirty one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab all of those right there. Now I'm going to extract those, and remember that folder we made on the desktop, like that, and I'm just going to extract those out, and that's fine. I'm going to cancel that, and right now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save my plugin, and this will just be I start with the 30 so I can find it easy in the data folder. It's always right at the top of the plugin list. So I named it 000 tutorial, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save my plugin. And I'm going to close that out. And okay. So now we open up this temporary folder, and we'll find in here that we have all these that we had. And now I use NIFScope Pre-Alpha 5 for this. You can use whatever NIFScope you feel comfortable with. And this is this one here. I think I'm going to go with, yeah, we're going to go with the pre-war one here first. Oh, actually, we'll just go with the pre-war 2. All right, there's pre-war 2. This is the front right here. It shows you at the back, but this is the front. So what we're going to want to need, what we're going to want to do now is we are going to want to open up the tri-shape that is highlighted here. We're going to drop this down. We're going to open this up because we need a few things. Okay, the first thing we're going to need is our materials file. So open up your Fallout 4 data folder. Open up the BSA for materials. And we can drop that down. And our path is materials, set dressings, paintings, generic. Okay. Materials, set dressing, paintings, generic, and we want the painting generic 01 pre-war. We want that one right there. And while we're at it, we'll grab this one here because I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna do a clean and a dirty version. So I want to have 2 of those. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna extract those, and I'm going to put them right in there, just like that. Those are extracted. Now I need the textures, which you'll notice that that's the back. You really don't need to do anything with the back. You can just leave it as it is. So we need the textures. So we'll click on BS text shader texture set, and we see here this stuff here. Now we only need of these three files, we only need this one. The textures, set dressing, painting generic pre-war, and let's open that up so we can see it. Pre-war.ds, because it will use everything else vanilla. So we are going to open back up our Fallout 4 data folder. Oh, don't want that. It's this one. And we're going to go to textures. Now the way these BSAs work is you can see when you open it up that it runs alphabetically. So I believe 6 is where I'm going to find set dressing. Right, so we need set dressing. I want to click that because I don't want to grab everything. So set dressings, paintings, generic. and it's not here. It will be, I believe it will be, what I need will be in the next PSA, because there should be set dressings. Paintings generic. Oop. I gotta make sure that I don't extract everything. Paintings generic. And I need the painting generic 01 pre-war. Like that. Now these can all, you can select them both, but you only really need one. So we're gonna extract that. And we're gonna put that in our painting tutorial temp. And that's extracted. You can close that, don't need it anymore. And we're going to go ahead and we are going to close this. And we will look in our thing. Here we have materials. There. And we've got textures. Now, this one here, we're going to go ahead and we are going to open that with GIMP. You don't really need to load the mid maps for it because you're going to make a new one. So we're just going to go ahead and okay. I see how it's gonna act. I guess you gotta. I guess you have to open the min maps. Where is it at? Paint tutorial temp, textures, set dressing, paintings generic, and open. Okay. Oh, I cannot open the image. Well, screw you then. We're going to do it a little different. GIMP has decided it wants to be an asshole, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a new one here, and we're going to make it 1024 by 512. Okay. And now we will open this back up, and we're going to copy that, and we are going to paste that into GIMP right over top of that, just like that. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to anchor that, make that the background. That's good. Just to make sure, we're going to flatten image. And we're going to export as, and we're going to go to desktop. We're going to go to paint tutorial temp. We're going to go to textures, set dressing, paintings generic, and we're just going to go ahead and we're going to overwrite the one we just extracted. We're going to say replace, yes, and you want to make sure to generate your min maps, and we're going to make it DTX5. And that should be good. Now, this is the one we just made, so we're going to open that up with GIMP again, just to check it. And that looks good. All right. Now we need to move this stuff. We want to copy that and open up our Fallout 4. That's not it. Open up our Fallout 4 data folder. Go to textures. And we're going to put this paint tutorial. We're going to paste that in right there. Now we're going to want to go to the meshes, go to our paint tutorial here, and then we're going to go back to here, go to meshes, set dressing, all that, and find the one that we want to do. We're going to do this one. We're going to copy it, and we're going to paste that into the data folder there, and then do the same thing with our material file. Grab a material file out of here. Copy that, and we're going to paste that in there. All right, I'm going to close that because now I'm not going to need that anymore, because I'm going to work completely out of my data folder. All right, so the first thing I do is I'm going to want to go into my meshes. I'm going to want to go to paint tutorial. My picture frame, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open that up in NIF scope 0.5, not pre-alpha 5. Now remember I said this is the back, so that's good. We want this one right here. And we'll open this up here, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to go down here in this little flower right next to the top one. We'll open that up, and we're going to go to textures, paint tutorial, painting generic pre-war 01. That's the one we want, and there it is right there. Now you have to shorten these links, so I'm going to put my cursor just before the T in textures, and I'm just going to backspace, and that's the only thing I want on there. That's fine, and that will be fine right there. So I'm going to go ahead right now, and I'm going to save that, so that's good. And I'm going to close that out for right now, because I'm going to go to my materials, and I'm going to go into paint tutorial, and I'm going to open this up with material editor. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to open this up, and it will send you right to the textures folder anyway. So, and I'm going to choose this one right here. Now I don't have to do anything else with this, because this is all going to use vanilla. It's going to draw it right from the vanilla game, so it's all good. You don't have to do anything else here. Just go ahead and save that. And we can close that. Now go back to meshes. And I'm going to open this mesh back up. Make sure I've got the correct one there. And what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to click right here on the BS lighting shader property. What I have to do is I need to edit the string index. Now, seeing as I left that the way it is, the only thing I have to change is this right here. I need to change this to my path. This is paint tutorial. Make sure you spell it correctly. Trust me on this. So that will be there. Now I will need to do that again up here. Not that one. It would be... No, we'll leave that there. So that should be good. Save that and close out that. That will be good. All right. Now go ahead and open up your creation kit again. All right, once you got your creation kit open, go ahead and click on the little folder. Find your plugin. In this case, it's this. Make sure you set active file and you push load. And this takes a little bit. Like I said, give it time.
A few minutes later.
Okay, we got it loaded up. Now, what we're going to do is we need a static object. We're going to actually put this we're going to put this into the game. So let's see here. I'm going to type in paint. Well, in the filter, I'm going to type in paint, and I'm going to click on static, and I'm going to add the ing. So it only gives you 2 paintings from the Museum of Freedom. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open that, and I'm going to give it a new ID, and I'm going to call this PT for painting tutorial underscore skyline 01. Now you are going to want to name it. You must name it for it to be scrappable. Skyline painting. That's good there. And we're gonna push OK on that. You will get this right here. Create a new form. Yes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear my filter, and when it finally loads up, it should be right at the top. We're going to open that back up, and we're going to click on Edit. We'll click on Edit in the Model Data window, and we are going to go up to our folder, Paint Tutorial, freewar.nif, and right there is our and right there is our painting that we just made. So we will click OK on that, and just to make sure that it shows up good, I'm going to open up the AA markers, and I'm going to, speaking of markers, I'm going to turn them back on. And I'm going to drag this in to here to check to see if it works. Yep, everything shows up correctly. If you do this, make sure to delete it out of AA markers, or otherwise you screw up AA markers, and you don't want to do that. Okay, so I have this here. Now I need a constructible object. So I'm going to go into Items, Constructible Object, and we are going to go down to Workshop. There should be decorations, decoration sign. There should be one for paintings. Painted wood doors, picket fence, picture frames. Picture frames. Open this up. Wall decorations. Yes, this is the one we want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this one in the ID 000 PT Workshop Picture Frames. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave the workshop filter on right here, because this keyword, wall decorations, because what that's going to do is that is going to put it in the menu for the paintings. And let's just make it one wood. And in the description of painting of the post-war skyline of Boston for my tutorial. That, and then you want to go to created objects, and you go to the drop down menu, and it should be right up here on the top, and that's good. You can add conditions of what it takes, what perks it might take to build it and everything, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to create a new form. Yes. Now we have that. We'll go ahead and close that up, and then the filter we're going to type 000 so that anything tagged with 000 will come up. Right, so we basically got this right here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save this right now, and we're going to go into the game and see if this works. All right, guys. Here we are at my Nuka World Red Rocket settlement, and I'm going to go ahead and open up the workshop. All right, now we will go to decorations, paintings. Now, if you have like workshop rearranged installed, it'll stick it in a section called mods. Otherwise, it should just be in paintings. There's our painting right there. Now, for some reason, I can't get it to just like snap to the wall like all the other paintings, but knowing how this game is, I'm gonna go ahead and snap it there. It looks good. It may, with the collision with the walls and stuff, sometimes paintings will like flip off. They won't go right, so that doing it like that's pretty good. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys figured it out. Can figure it out with how I showed you how to do it. Alright. Now if you'd like to help the channel out and support the channel, look down in the description and you will find a link to my YouTube gaming channel where you can go become a member for $4.99 a month, or if you'd like to support the channel on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, or give the channel a one-time tip through PayPal. All the links are in the description. Alright guys, until next time, remember, keep your powder dry, shoot straight, rookie, and remember that war never changes.